This half hour, Vice President Kamala Harris is fighting Florida's changes to the state's education standards that critics say play down the horror of slavery. Thanks for sticking with us. I'm Russ McCaskey in for Chris Safani.
And I'm Lois Tomey. Harris took a last-minute trip to Jacksonville today. Wait News reporter Claire Galt joins us in the newsroom. And Claire, what did Vice President Harris say during that speech?
She called out the governor, she called out the State Board of Education, and she called the new curriculum for African American history an insult.
Slaves developed skills which in some instances could be applied for their personal benefit. That's a direct quote from the new Florida Academic Standards for African American History. That's what public school teachers will teach middle schoolers this coming school year.
That's such a load of crap. Like, you can't try to paint a silver lining into slavery.
Tries to give a positive spin on what is not positive at all.
I know what it is to experience discrimination. I know what it looks like. I know what it feels like, as we're essentially moving backwards.
You can hear the emotion in those women's voices. And that's why the Vice President of the United States flew to Jacksonville Friday.
Adults know what slavery really involved. It involved rape. It involved torture. It involved taking a baby from their mother. It involved some of the worst examples of depriving people of humanity in our world.
Kamala Harris said she came here to fight for teachers and their students, to make sure they are able to teach and learn the full truth about African American history and slavery.
How is it that anyone could suggest that in the midst of these atrocities, that there was any benefit to being subjected to this level of dehumanization?
Harris said the standards represent a dangerous step backward.
Think about in the past how we have seen attempts to minimize and even deny the Holocaust.
FGCU professor of educational leadership, Jennifer Segru, told me everyone should push back against this curriculum.
Past the point of casting this as a black-white issue. It is something that they could use against any minority group if they wanted to. If they wanted to recast history.
No official response yet from the governor's office, but the DeSantis for President campaign did release this statement. It reads in part, Democrats like Kamala Harris have to lie about Florida's educational standards to cover for their agenda of indoctrinating students and pushing sexual topics onto children. Florida stands in their way. Russ, Lois.
All right.